Hello and welcome into another update for the price action of Bitcoin. Today is Friday the 17th of July and we are going to start off by looking at the daily chart. Now, as you can see by looking at the daily chart, the price action of Bitcoin has been forming this higher degree triangle structure, which started back in May, around the 7th of May, when this first massive decrease of around 18.7% was made. After this first major retracement, we have seen some sideways movement, followed by a higher high on the 1st of June, from which we have seen this continuous downside movement. Now, looking at the price structure from the 1st of June until the 27th of June, we can see that a 5-wave move has been made, but this wasn't definitely a 5-wave impulse, as this structure here entered the territory of this previous one. So, zooming into a 4-hour chart, we can see that actually this most likely looks as a 5-wave impulse, with the move on the 12th of June going back and retesting the vicinity of this first wave here. After this, we have seen a 3-wave move to the upside that came back to retest this ascending trend line, which is a major trend line that dates back all the way back from February 2018, actually, 2019, when this ascending move has been made, and was the first major trend line that indicated bullishness there. So, going back to the present day and looking at the 1-hour chart, we can see that the price of Bitcoin is now struggling to make a breakout from this higher degree triangle, and is why we are anticipating a higher degree volatile move, which is going to push the price of Bitcoin into a significant increase or a decrease, which is something we are about to figure in this video using our Elliott wave principle. Now, going back into where we left off, and that is the retest of this ascending trend line, we can see that another 5-wave move has been made to the downside, and this is where the things get a bit tricky, because now it is up to our kind of subjective application of the Elliott waves to label this structure. Now, because we have seen a 5-wave move to the downside, a 3-wave move to the upside, and another 5-wave move to the downside, this could be labeled as another ABC correction of a higher degree. In that case, we have seen a 3-wave move again to the upside, which could be corrective in nature and can be another ABC of a lower degree time frame. And is most likely an ABC because we have seen this 5-wave increase here, followed by a 3-wave decrease, and then another 5-wave increase, which is the a lower degree count of this C wave here. Now, because let's delete all of this just to clear things a bit and don't add to a confusion. Now, because this structure which followed made a 5-wave decrease, indicating impulsiveness like this higher degree one, I have been anticipating this move to the downside. And actually, this move was starting to breakout from the downside out of this support level here. But this isn't as significant because we have seen this continually happen around the first time, and then around the 25th of May, and then again on 28th of June, and 5th on July, etc. So now we cannot still say conclusively that a breakout has been made, but what is highly indicative that the price most likely isn't going to continue moving fairly to the upside is that this impulsive move to the downside was made, and it entered the territory of this wave structure here, which invalidated the possibility of this being a start of an impulsive move. Let's just delete this again, but this is again invalidated because the price moved impulsively into the territory of this first wave, and is why I have been expecting that from this corrective move we are going to see a bit a push to the downside. Now again, let's take back the ABC count. So now, as the price did fell to the downside, actually spiking from let's see where the spiking 2.16% from yesterday's open, indicating impulsiveness again. We have most likely seen the completion of the next structure, but this is still to be validated from the current increase that is retesting the support level from the downside. My assumption is that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a first subwave of the next move to the downside, in which we are going to see this higher degree count being an impulsive move. But going back to this minor one, this is something I'm looking at the moment. But again, from the current increase, we are going to see if this count gets validated or not, because like previously, what previously was said on the higher degree time frame, I would expect that this level gets respected, and if the price continues moving to the upside and enters the territory of this first wave here, this count will also be invalidated. Now this is a bit tricky because looking at the smaller time frames, the price action gets a bit choppy, but we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, 1, 2, 3, and this should now be another C wave made in a 5-wave manner for this count to be a lower degree corrective ABC, something like this. But the problem is that this should have further upside movement for this to be a 5-wave impulse, in which case, and to be a C wave as it's subdivided into 5-wave structure, in which case this possibility of this whole structure from the 13th of July being a 5-wave impulse would get invalidated, as the price would come back above this the $9,193 level and enter the territory of this first wave. But looking at this structure here, we can maybe have a truncation that with the price coming back slightly lower and then continuing to move to the upside. Let's draw an arrow here instead of this line, in which case this count would still be in play and is actually at the moment my current main one and my main expectation for the price action of Bitcoin in the following period. If this is true, then the price is likely headed down from there. but this would only be a third wave, this one here, from this high here, which is why further downside movement would be anticipated for the price action of Bitcoin, and that most likely to around $8,500 area, which is this major support level here. As you can see, it was serving as a significant horizontal support in March and late February, and also on the first pullback, the first significant pullback after this impulsive move ended. The price found support there, actually spiking a bit down further to the downside, but as you can see, even on the 4-hour candles, the candle closed above this level, and also we had some minor retests in late April and early May. So this validates the importance and significance of this level, to which we can expect to see further retests for this if this descending move is in play. But looking back at another possibility, which can be bullish, we can see that this structure here has made a 3-wave decrease. So this can either be another ABC on the lower time frame, but in that case, this C wave also should be divided into a 5-wave structure. So let's see if that can be. And yeah, I don't want to go that into analyzing this this price action, but just looking at it, we could have seen like something like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 being this C wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then this could be a corrective, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could be a third wave. Yeah, this is why most likely we are seeing this being a corrective wave, because actually this looks like a 5-wave impulse that is counted here, and then this also looks like a 5-wave impulse. So this would be 1, 2. This would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the prior count, but there is still a possibility that this increase here would be some kind of a leading diagonal into another corrective bullish correction, and would be some kind of a indication that the price is heading further to the upside, like it was the case, I don't know, maybe here or here or here, when we saw this spiky downside movement followed by a consolidation in an ascending range, and then further spikes to the upside like we have seen here. If, however, the price continues moving to the upside in a 5-wave manner, that will bring this whole count to a completion. And would most likely mean that this whole structure ended on this final push to the downside. I mean, in that case, this push to the downside seen yesterday would be a final one, and would bring this whole structure to be a complex correction that would look potentially something like like an ABCDE, or, well, let's look at it like this. It would definitely be a WXY of a higher degree. So this could be a W, this could be an X, and this could be a Y. But looking at the price action and the wave structure, it would definitely be a more complex count than this one, potentially having this being some kind of an ABCDE triangle, or this one being like another, like an ABC to the upside, and this one actually being like ABC to the downside, or something like that. So in either way, we are struggling to evaluate where the price of Bitcoin is going next. But definitely, as the price approaches this highly significant point at the triangle's apex, we are about to see a major move that is going to dictate a major trend in the upcoming period for the cryptocurrency market, and of course the price of Bitcoin itself. Going back a bit further onto the daily time frame, and is why I think that this move, the next move, is the one to the downside, is because I have been anticipating that this increase from the 15th of March is a three-wave one, which ended on the 1st of June when the yearly high was made. Well, not the yearly high, but this most recent high was made, and then from there that we have seen the start of an impulsive decrease to the downside. But this is still to be validated, because this isn't a five-wave impulse. We have explained why. And this isn't a five-wave impulse. We have also explained why, because the price moved below this point here. So this whole structure is still a corrective range. And what I think is most likely going to happen next is that the price is actually going to continue moving up a bit, but in a corrective way. And then it's going to do a fake out, potentially leading the price all the way up to this point, above $10,000, for a retest of this ascending trend line here, and then continue moving significantly to the downside. But this is to be evaluated. This is all just a speculation. My Elliott wave, my main Elliott wave count points that the current increase is corrective, and now shortly we are going to see what happens from the interaction with this level, because we have seen the price struggling to surpass it. I still think that we are going to see further decline and a proper breakout, validating a bearish count. But if the price continues moving to the upside and gets back into the range of this ascending structure, and also the territory of this wave here, then the bearish count would be invalidated, and we could see potentially further upside continuation. This is all for today's video. If you are not already, make sure to subscribe to my free newsletter to get these timely updates on my latest price expectations, and you don't miss out on the next market moves. Cheers and happy trading!